NFT. You doing NFTs?
Doing NFTs.
Are you making money?
Oh.
No.
You're losing money in NFTs?
Losing a lot of money on that.
Oh, no.
I expected you to be like,
No.
I expected you to be buying like, what is it, like Angry Apes or something?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. So what's going on?
nuclear apes.
I bought like 100K of Top Shot or 120K of NBA Top Shot, which is Dapper's thing. That one's down like 20%, but it's fine. Yeah. The other ones are, other ones are kind of meh. It's hard to get a vibe on stuff too. And then like I'm trying to be like very careful that I'm not accidentally like perceived to be pumping stuff. That's another thing, like where like, oh, like I might be doing something, but it's like don't necessarily just copy what I do. But yeah.
Right.
It seems like they're all big pump and dumps, a lot of them, because there's some people out there who always seem to be like on the in, like buy this, it's about to blow up, and they'll show it on just like on the stories on Instagram, but just for friends. And they'd be like, buy this. Now I've never gotten into NFTs, but
I'm bullish on certain ones that are community based. So Bored Apes Art Club, which I don't
Bored
have.
Apes.
Bored Apes Art Club, I am very bullish on. And then, any of the original ones that have very strong communities. So Steph Curry and a lot of other NBA players bought Bored Apes because the idea is that they're going to make like these locations in different cities where you can go. So if you don't have one of these apes, you either can't get in or you have to be a guest of someone else. So they're making these like exclusive Soho Club like places.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That's
It makes
the
me
main
want to
idea.
get one.
And then a lot of it is the fact that there's a Discord. So you don't have access to that Discord unless you have one of these.
Yes. Okay. So that was one of the things I found really interesting. So I follow Alex Becker on Facebook. I have to say, Alex Becker is the best source of information, I think, for NFTs. You might, maybe people disagree with me. I read every single one of his posts. And he says that when people criticize him for buying some of these really expensive ones that are hundreds of thousands of dollars, he said the Discord group alone pays for that. Because here's the thing: imagine you spend like $500,000 on an NFT and a board, and now you get access to a Discord group. You're not in a Discord group with people who have $1 million net worth. The people who buy those things, $100 million, $1 billion net worths, and now you're in a Discord group in the same community because of an NFT. It's like having an in to talk to these people and network. That's what it seems like a lot of the value is.
Yep.
Spending.
And there's no other way for you to likely talk to someone like Steph Curry. Like even if like people know you, but certain people at that level don't have a clue who you are.
Right.
So if this can get you access to those people, then that makes sense. Ironically, I was doing the opposite of him. So I was buying the shitty ones, and I realized that those shitty ones are not worth anything because it's like, it's not going to go anywhere. But I would actually invest in the super expensive good ones because those are the ones that have value.
So you think the ones with a community or like or being used as a token are going to be worth something?
I think, yes, very highly dependent on how good the community is.
What do you think of CryptoPunks?
CryptoPunks, a lot of the perks is the fact that there is that secret community. So in effect, they're kind of trying to be like the Illuminati of tech. And I'm pretty bullish on that one. I think I have like fractional ownership of one, like 1,000 for some tiny amount of one. So I think that one's pretty good, and I think that can go pretty far. A lot of people I know who are in Web3 who are bullish on NFTs see the floor for it being like 10 mil in like 5 to 10 years.
Per CryptoPunk.
Yeah.
I talked to somebody else, and they were convinced that each CryptoPunk at minimum is going to be worth $1 million. And that's like the worst case scenario is $1 million CryptoPunk.
Yeah. I think I've heard 5 to 10 mil pretty easily. It's just focusing on the blue chip ones versus the ones that people are trying to show on Twitter.
So why don't you buy a CryptoPunk?
I think it's too much money into one asset. That's the main thing, right? Like if it's 500K into one.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter if the floor is going to be $1 million to $10 million, let's just say. Yeah. And I think $1 million is reasonable, honestly. Why not just do it? Because you could always sell it.
I think it's just figuring out where it's best to put your money. So for me, I'd rather just put a lot into a lot of startups because that builds relationships, which helps with other things and helps with our startup that we're trying to do. So yeah, maybe in the future I probably will try to buy one, or at least a fractional ownership of one. But even over, I think FinCon or over one of the other events that we did in the last 2 weeks, we were talking about like, hey, why don't like 10 of us just put in like 50K each to like buy 10% of one each or something. Yeah.
I'd do that.
Yeah.
I would do that. Yeah. I think some of these communities, that's where it's at. I'm just so worried it's hypey.
Yeah.
And just like these communities are good now, who's to say that, you know, the billionaire gets bored after a while? It's like, now all the plebs bought in. It's not good anymore. So,
and that's the risk of it too. That's why
Right.
it's like, well, would you really put 500K into something like that?
Right. And then also if anything happens to the cryptocurrency market and like something crashes, a lot of those, if the Bitcoin falls like 30-40%, those NFTs will probably fall 80%. It'll probably be double whatever Bitcoin might fall.